Philip Douthett, the men's marriage mentor here. I help men renew their failing marriages while creating a meaningful legacy. And if that's what you're looking to do, then you're definitely going to want to take notes on today's video. And if you found this information that you're going to learn today to be valuable, be sure to share this video and click the like and subscribe button so that you get the notifications of other videos that I release. Before we get into the video, be sure to stick around to the end where I reveal the details on how you can join me in my free training that walks you through how to renew your failing marriage by doing the right things at the right time in the right order, even if your situation feels completely hopeless right now. So be sure to stick around to the end for that announcement. And just so you know what to expect here, this video that you're about to watch was a training that I did inside of my private group that is directly related to the title of today's video. So get ready to take notes, then apply what you learn so that you can get the results that you desire. So with no further delay, let's get to it. The number one thing that prevents men from actually stepping up and taking action in their marriage, no matter what it is, whether it's joining one of my programs or something else, is fear. And fear will keep you stuck. It keeps you feeling paralyzed, and it's a cyclical thought process that will snowball. It will compound, and it will get worse and worse and worse. But men, I see this all the time. They stay focused. They just have this little vision, this little narrow vision of what they can see. All they can see is, I need to save my marriage. I need to save my marriage. I need to save my wife. I need to keep my family together. Like, that's it. That's their narrow focus, right? And so this thought process, even though it's noble, even though it's something that you should be focusing on, don't get me wrong, it also will keep you stuck. And anything that might interfere with this narrow little perception of save my marriage is scary, and it brings fear into the thought process, and the fear of, what if it doesn't work? What if this doesn't happen? What if I don't get the results? And that fear of what if keeps you paralyzed. And that's the trap. That paralyzed feeling of not stepping up, of not taking the action, of not doing whatever it is that you know you need to do. Sometimes that means, yes, joining a program like mine. And sometimes every fucking time you don't step up, every time you don't step up and take advantage of the situation at hand, you allow fear to consume you and keep you stuck. Your wife notices that. She feels that. And she's looking at you thinking, well, I guess he's given up. I guess he's walked away. He doesn't care enough to step up. He doesn't care enough to show me that he's willing to do the work. Whatever the case may be, these are thoughts your wife is going to have based on what you are doing or not doing, because you're staying stuck in fear. And fear is going to kill your marriage. It's going to keep you from taking action. It's going to keep you from doing the things that are necessary in order to renew the relationship. And that is very discouraging to your wife. It's very uninspiring to your wife and to your children who are watching you, hoping that you will step up and do something. Because right now, what you're doing, or not doing, I should say, when it comes to renewing your relationship, is scaring everybody into realizing that you are not trustworthy. You are not strong enough to handle the pressure of what it takes to renew the relationship. And all that does is it compounds their emotions and beliefs of you as not being good enough to handle what is necessary to renew the relationship, because you're allowing fear to keep you stuck in every little thing that you do. Every little action that you do is filtered through fear. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't want to quit this job, or oh, I don't want to have another child, or whatever the case may be for you, because you're allowing fear to keep you stuck in whatever's comfortable. Now, there is security in that comfort, don't get me wrong, but outside of that comfort level, where you break through the fear, is where the excitement is. That's the challenge of life. It gives you variety. Now, there's 6 human needs. I'm not going to go into all of them, but one of them is the need for variety. Okay. And for some of you, that's hurting your relationship as well. You're staying stuck doing the same routine day in, day out. Eat, sleep, shit, go to work, whatever. Just boop, 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 boop. Same damn thing every single day in, day out, 7 days a week. And that routine does not create a lot of variety and excitement in life, and that stays boring. And it eventually wears away the relationship. It starts to erode the marriage. And some of you, most of you, are afraid to change up that routine because you're afraid of what it might do to the relationship. Well, what if you actually broke through that fear and said, fuck it, let's try it, see what happens, let's do this? That creates excitement, creates an energy in the marriage that wasn't there before. That's inspiring to your wife. But for most of you, you're allowing the fear of what could happen and what may happen or may not happen keep you stuck. And that's not inspiring to your wife, to your family, to your legacy, to your children. What kind of example is that? It's bullshit. What are you doing? You're wasting time because you're allowing fear to filter every decision you make in some form or fashion. But here's the thing. Also, keep this in mind. I heard this quote recently. I heard it long before, but I heard it recently again. That fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Okay? Now, look what I do in my career. I do Facebook Lives. I have content on multiple platforms. I put myself out there. I have my website. Read my website. Go to my website and read the story about me and my wife. Being vulnerable with that story. If you go to mensmarriagemastery.com/about, the word about, so you can read about me. I'm putting myself out there. That was a little bit scary for me to do that. I'm like, well, if I'm going to be an inspirational figure, if you will, then I need to put myself out there. That was scary for me. I had some fear behind it. I had some apprehension behind doing so. But I did it anyway. I acted in spite of fear. And now I've literally, earlier today, I had a guy that I was talking to on the phone. He mentioned, yeah, I've been reading about you. I've watched some of your videos, one of these videos here. I've been on your website and I read your biography online, and I was inspired by what you went through with your wife and how you were able to turn things around. If I had allowed my fear to keep me stuck and not post that kind of material publicly, I would not have been that inspiration for that guy that I was talking to earlier today to join the program. And so that is something that you need to get over ASAP. I'm going to read you an example here in a second. Posted it 8 hours ago. He said, the wife and I are separated, but all signs point to the fact that she's about to go to her lawyer to file. I left the house to give her space during the separation. Should I go back home knowing she's going to file? We don't own, we rent, but everything in the house is both of ours. This post, full of fear. And a lot of you post within the group here with the feelings of fear behind your words. So here's what he's saying. I'm going to break this down. What he's saying is he's afraid that his wife is going to go file, but he doesn't know for sure. That whole sentence is filled with doubt and filled with fear. All signs point to the fact, but there's no certainty there. So what do? I left the house to give her space during the separation. Okay? First of all, stupid idea. Don't do that. On the eyes of the court, you have just abandoned the house. That does not look good in the eyes of the court. So, dumb decision. Should I go back home knowing she's gonna file? Your words. The answer is yes. Okay. But here's the thing. Should I go back home? You're asking out of fear. Luis is asking out of fear. The whole thing is fear. And here's why. He doesn't know for sure whether or not she's going to file, but all signs are pointing that way. But he's afraid that she's going to file. So what does he do? He runs away in an effort to say, all right, let's separate and give her space. I need space. I need time to think, right? And that's usually what the wife says. I've been there, heard those words myself from my wife at one point. So I know, I get it. But when you hear those types of words, what happens? It just fills you with fear. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose my family. I'm going to lose everything I own. Blah, blah, blah. And it just fucks with your head. Just blows your mind, right? It just screws with your head and you're not able to think clearly. So when somebody comes along and says, this is what you need to do, you're like, I don't know if I can believe that. Should I do that or shouldn't I? I'm afraid it won't work. I'm afraid it might not happen the way I want it to happen. I'm afraid it could go wrong. So you don't. You stay stuck in that fear. You stay stuck in that doubt. You stay stuck in that insecurity and you don't take action. And again, what happens? Your wife sees it. She feels it. Your children see it. They feel it. They remember it. They carry it into their adulthood. They look back and say, my dad was a big pussy. He didn't have the actions. He didn't do the actions necessary to save the marriage. He gave up and my mom just said, I'm out and blah, 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 blah. You hear these kind of things. I've heard those stories before. All because the father didn't have the guts, the balls, the brains to push fear aside and act in spite of it. Should you ignore the fear? There's a difference between fear and being in danger, put it that way. If you've got a mountain lion that's chasing you, trying to eat you for getting too close to its cave, that's danger. And you can feel fear in that situation, but you're in danger. Here, you're not in danger necessarily. You're in danger of the marriage failing and being a lot worse for you because you're not taking action, but you're allowing that fear to keep you stuck in the situation that you're in. So when I make an offer, this is just an example. When I make an offer to say, hey, you've told me this is happening within your life, within your marriage. I can help you solve these issues. Here's the offer. Here's the financial commitment. Get all fearful. In all my years of doing this, I'm going to lean in because I'm going to be real blunt with you guys. I just still cannot fucking wrap my brain around how anybody will look at the price of my program, which is a lot less than a divorce, and I say, this will help you. I promise you, it'll help you if you do the work. It will help you. Guaranteed. But then they'll go to a lawyer. And they'll tell me no. They're like, oh, I can't do it. It's scary. It's too much money. Damn, what if it doesn't work? Boo-hoo. Or what they often do is they take the certainty route. The certainty route is going to a lawyer. I'm going to pay $5,000 retainer fee. That's certainty that you're pushing for divorce, that you are accepting the divorce to happen. Guess what? My program's less than $5,000, but you're willing to take the certainty route and allow fear to dictate your moves and say, okay, no, I can't afford that, but I can afford to go put $5,000 or $3,000 or whatever on a lawyer retainer and demonstrate to my wife that I'm okay with this divorce process and get a lawyer and lawyer up instead of, oh man, I can't afford your program. It's less than $3,000, by the way. Just saying. I still, all these years, have not been able to wrap my brain around why men are allowing the small price of a program that I offer that will guaranteed get you results if you do the work. I can't do the work for you. I can show you what to do, but I can't do the work for you. Still haven't wrapped my brain around why throwing your hands up and saying, okay, I'll get a lawyer at more expense, at more heartache, at more pain, and more embarrassment than doing something like my program. Is it fear? I think it is. I think it's fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the what if it doesn't work. But you take the certainty route of, okay, I'm going to go lawyer up. Here's $5,000. I can't afford Phil's program. It's a lot less than $5,000, but I can afford this lawyer and take the certainty route and demonstrate to your wife that you don't want to be in the relationship. Even though you've told her, I don't want the divorce. I want the marriage to last. But you then go get a lawyer. And I'm just, I just can't wrap my brain around it. I've been trying to figure this out for years. Why? Why do men do that? Because you're demonstrating to the children, you're demonstrating to your legacy, to your family, to your work, to your wife, that you're unwilling to fight by running and getting a lawyer. And Luis, that's where you are. You're at a crossroads right now, Luis. Filled with fear that she might file, but she hasn't yet. You don't know if she will. Maybe she won't. But here's the crossroads. You can cut off this divorce potential of being filed by, well, I'm going to sound salesy as hell when I say this, but I don't really care, by joining my program and start doing the things that you need to do in the right order at the right time with the right intentions and head that off before she does go file. But most men won't. They'll be like, I can't afford it. It's scary. I don't want to do it. So they don't. And then the wife sees that, and she doesn't know anything about me. She has no idea who Phil is, right? She has no idea who I am. Because the husbands don't talk about it. So then they just shrink back into their little secure, scary cocoon. They don't tell their wife about me, and there's an opportunity to renew themselves as a man, husband, and father, but they don't take that action. They stay stuck in that fear. And they're afraid to tell their wife that they had the opportunity, but they didn't follow through. Because they're afraid of what their wife might say. And again, fear snowballs, compounds, and keeps you stuck where you are, demonstrating to your wife over and over and over again that you're unwilling to step up and do the work necessary. And that's not inspirational or inspiring to your wife at all. This idea of fear permeates into everything, every interaction, every decision, every thought, and it can really damage the relationship more than you'll ever know. So be conscious of it, be willing to act in spite of it, depending on your situation, right? And part of reducing that fear is increasing your confidence. And when you increase your confidence, you're going to be able to make better decisions that are filled with confidence in an effort to get the desired outcome that you want. And some men won't do that. Some men will stay stuck in that fear, and they'll never take action, and they always will worry about the what if. What if I had done X, Y, Z? What if I had not filed for divorce? What if I had not cheated? What if I had joined Phil's program? What if I had stepped up and led my marriage and been the example that my children needed? What if? And so many men will not take action, and they stay stuck in that fear, and they always will wonder, what if, what if, what if, what if? What is the mother of what if? Fear. And because you allowed fear to keep you stuck and stay where you are, you will never know what's possible beyond what you can see through your little narrow vision, your little tunnel of vision. I just covered a lot of great information that will help you to renew both yourself and your marriage. And I hope that you put everything that you just learned into practice, because that's the only way that you're going to get results. But there is so much more that you can do, and I'm going to cover all of that in my free training that walks you through how to renew your marriage, even if your wife has told you that there's nothing that you can do to change her mind. So if you'd like to learn the specific strategies and methods that thousands of my clients have used and continue to use to renew their failing marriages and create a meaningful legacy, then click the link below, watch that free training, and then feel free to submit an application after that. Also, be sure to click the link to access my private Facebook group, where you can get support and connect and even learn from a community of men who are also struggling to keep their failing marriages together. And when you join, I'll even send you a free copy of my latest ebook. And if you like what you heard today and you want more content like this from me, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to comment below with any questions or tell me whatever it is that you found to be the most helpful. And like I mentioned before, click the link below for that free training that I mentioned earlier. I'm Philip Douthett, the Men's Marriage Mentor, and I'll see you on the next video.